We have Han DF9MW. Kenjaku should not have blocked Miwa's swing with his bare hands if she actually used a binding bout to never wield a sword again. Disproportionate as what? What? My brain's blue screening. Hold on, what? Kenjaku should not have blocked Miwa's swing with his bare hands if she should have. Oh, so you're saying that Miwa's binding bout should have been stronger than? No, buddy. This is like a Aizen situation. No, Kenjaku's literally just like, number one, he's physically stronger than, like, much more physically stronger than her, and number two, he has way more experience under his belt. Like, he's been a sorcerer for hundreds of years, and Miwa's been a sorcerer for max, like, I don't know, 7, 8, you know? No. We have new ace of the universe, 5948. In terms of power scaling, Kenjaku was the most overrated character in the series. He only won one fight against Yuki just because he had the perfect counter to her black hole. I mean, like, if we're going off like power scaling stuff, I mean, Geto sucks. I mean, Geto lost pretty much every fight that he was in. If we're going off that, I mean, I don't. Here's the thing, y'all know me. I do not like that he had the perfect counter her black hole, but I mean, like, we saw the anti-gravity thing, which is cool. Like, if his anti-gravity system was shown beforehand, I would have no problem with it, right? But the fact that it seemed like he just spawned this ability, which we know he didn't, but just like as a viewer, we're like, oh, what the hell? He's fighting Yuki. What the, like, he can use gravity? What? Like, we're just really confused there. So I don't know. I don't think he's overrated. He just doesn't put himself in those kinds of positions. Kenjaku's not a frontline fighter like that. You know what I mean? He's Mr. Scheme. You know, Mr. Yap him up. You know, he's just usually talking, monologuing, and doing whatever. You know, Maguna beats Prime Heian Seikano. Ooh, okay. There is not one unique thing Heian has curse technique wise. Maguna could use his own attacks to adapt to Mahoraga. If he ever gets low summoning, Agito would heal him, which is more important than since a fully adapted Mahoraga means he doesn't have to show Agito early, so Heian Sukuna wouldn't know. Here's the thing, is where did people get this idea that Sukuna just doesn't have the Cursed Shadows technique anymore? It's because they wasn't it like Higurama speculated that he didn't have it anymore just because Mahoraga died? Because nothing was shown that he just doesn't have the 10 Shadows technique anymore. He probably still does. I don't know where people got this idea from. Because like people said as soon as Mahoraga got blown up that the cursed shadow technique is just done, which is no. Agito summoning would heal. I mean, that's sure. Here's the thing, this is a weird question to ask because we still don't know what all Heian era Sukuna has in his back pocket, you know what I mean? Hell, you have that 2-page spread about him having another mouth, another pair of hands to do like incantations and, you know, buffing it up. You know, he has the, you know, shut up nigga, strong cleave. He has, you know, that in his back pocket, the world cleave or whatever. I don't know. I don't know about that. Mahoraga is like really, really good. I get that. I understand that, but there's nothing in we saw what a 15-finger Sukuna did to Mahoraga. It didn't really take him that long either. But then 20-finger Sukuna, I mean, you know? So I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that, considering, you know, we still don't know what all Sukuna has in his back pocket. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're cooking, brother. I see it. Jeff 282. With the concept buzzing from Gojo fans that Gojo can just come back and he'll win, happy ending, yay, I doubt that would happen. I mean, that's not a hot take, that's kind of fact. Purely because Sukuna still had his world cutter, he got what he wanted from Gojo and no longer has a want for him, so he'll just keep coming down with his new dismantle buff. Now, if he did this while the entire cast was jumping the king, that's something else entirely, but if Gojo came back and he just went back to 1v1, he'd end the same every time. Not necessarily. Gojo was cocky and got caught off guard. He probably, most likely Gojo saw him throw a slash out and he was like, oh, it's probably gonna bounce off my infinity, and it was like, no. Because Gojo can see it, Gojo it's been shown repeatedly just be arrogant. He probably thought it was something similar to when Chozo was at the station, he threw that piercing lead at him. He thought it was gonna probably bounce right off, especially he did in the first fight, because Sukuna probably wouldn't throw random dismantles at him. So yeah, I don't know if that's a hot take. I don't. If they were to 1v1 again, I think Gojo would be way more paranoid about everything Sukuna would do. Gojo might take it, but also I feel like Sukuna, they kind of showed each other everything they can do for the most part. I mean, Heian from Sukuna, I don't know, man. He's a beast, man. I don't know. Hanami and Dagon deserve better. I'm gonna heart. That's just facts, brother. We have Explosive Grape 703. The Culling Games did more bad than good. It had some of the worst fights, Gojo versus Sukuna, and wasted JJK's potential. Ooh, an actual hot take. Boiling. This is what I like to hear. Okay, I disagree. Do I think that the Culling Games is peak JJK? No. Here's the thing. Y'all know I had that video where I said that Gojo versus Sukuna wasn't that good of a fight. And I still hold that opinion. It's not bad by any means. It's for me, it's okay. There was a lot of the domain clashes really kill it for me. The fact that Agito just kind of was summoned to do nothing was also really confusing to me. It also just kept seeming like Gojo was just pulling shit out of his ass the entire time. Now, granted, we've never really seen him go all out either, so it was very interesting. It was cool, but it seems like everything under the sun that could counter Sukuna, Gojo had. You know what? So it was just very, very weird. But I don't think it was one of the worst fights in the series. I vehemently disagree. It's like a super high B to a low A compared to some of their other stuff. Wasted JJK's potential? I don't think so. No. I mean, Hikari versus Kishimo. I mean, Maki versus Curse Noya. No. Todo could probably wield Mjolnir and pull Excalibur out of the stone. Facts, brother! Fen Z, JJK hot take. Okay, Chozo should have done more in his fight against Kenjaku. While his performance was solid, he should have put up a better fight, IMO. I feel like he did. I feel like he did plenty. I mean, there's only so much you can do against someone who literally burst you and knows everything about you, you know? So I don't know. I feel like Chozo did everything he could. Anime hot take, okay. High schoolish characters beating people with decades more experience is stupid AF. Ain't no way a 17-year-old with 2 months of experience is fighting a million-year-old demon king or some shit just because he's a prodigy. If you're talking about Goku, just say Goku. I mean, that's just anime in general, bro. I mean, look at like Avatar. Right, like Aang was just like washing all these like grown adults and grown men, you know. So I mean, that's more of like a. You also gotta think like this. Who is this dedicated to? Like, who is this for? You know, there's a reason like a lot of these like characters are like 15, 16, 17, or whatever. That's like the prime consumer base. So I mean, I don't really think that really counts. I see what you're saying though. Zikora Joe 7093. I feel like the main trio are never gonna fulfill their roles in the story ever. I'm kind of disappointed about that. Are you talking about Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji? I think that's what you're talking about. Yuji, I mean, we know Yuji. Yes, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about his role in the story at all. Nobara, I mean, we definitely needed more time with her, but I feel like her death was good. Yeah, I definitely felt like her death was well done. Anime did a thing where it looked like she had way more time to react to Mahito running up to her than what she actually had. They should have, like, I don't know, made Mahito like pop out of the shadows or immobilize her or something. I don't know. Because it seemed like she had like someone counted. It was like 7 seconds that she was just like standing there looking at him. Megumi's coming back. I'll tell you that right now. So I don't doubt that for a second. All these X had potential discussions about JJK are so lame, man. These characters were created to die, period. Saying it's bad at writing because you prefer your own headcanon is insane. I agreed. I don't. Like, dude, Yuki, man, Bombaye is raw, dude. So sick. I would have loved to see, Hanami's domain expansion. And Kishimo, I would have loved to see Kishimo do some more stuff. But I see what he's saying, though. They're created to die, but obviously because this is what the author wanted. But there's some things that they just left on the table that we just didn't see. So I see what you're saying, though. I feel you. Revolver 5502. I prefer JJK to switch to a monthly release. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Hell no. No. I'm good. It'll allow certain plot points to simmer longer. For instance, Nobara's death after a lackluster fight. Are you talking with her versus Haruto? You're talking about her versus Mahito. Because Nobara versus Mahito is actually pretty decent. Rose's character development and everything in general. Earlier revelation of Yuji's curse technique just feels too late now. No. Kashimo's fight not to be so quick. Nah, dude, like, here's the thing. If this was monthly, this would all just be prolonged. Well, that's not exactly true. I mean, we get 4 chapters every week, or 3 every month or so, excuse me. So I mean, I really don't like Because we've had stretches of chapters where they're not really doing a whole lot, you know what I mean? Like 2 to 3 sometimes. So like imagine like a whole monthly chapter of Takaba versus Kenjaku. Like people would be up in like the fandom would be up in flames. Like you think Lobotomy Kaisen is bad? Imagine if that happened, right? Like just a month. I mean, look at what's happening with the Dragon Ball Super community, right? And the retelling of superhero and then like the superhero prequel. Like no one cares, right? Like Dragon Ball Super manga is like in the mud currently. Imagine the irony if Yuji later awakened it after Sukuna lost it. That'd be funny, but I do believe that wouldn't fit well with Yuji. Have a soul whatever technique. Yeah, we still don't know what Yuji's soul swap thing does. The two being in his arsenal is foreshadow. Wouldn't make any sense. They have no correlation to each other. I don't know. Us fans are feasting well on our schizo cake either direction. I hear you. I hear you. Sukuna shouldn't have gotten the space dismantled to win against Gojo, as instead of becoming weaker or getting a chink in his armor, he just got stronger. What? You know, Sukuna was literally bleeding from his eyes at one point, right? And he got knocked out. What are you talking about, Mr. Daralong? What are you talking? What? I don't care that Yuta is said to be second to Gojo. Akari would beat him in a one-on-one. Yeah, okay, buddy. Hey, let's do some math real quick. Let's do some math. What's longer, 5 minutes or 4 minutes and 30 seconds? Yeah, bro. After Love Train ends, bro, he's cooked. Now he could get a jackpot. He could, but you also got to understand that Yuta won that 3v1 with basically no help from Riko whatsoever. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yuji is a good character. Oh, this is by J-Kun Image. J-Kun Image? I don't know. Image. Yuji is a good character, but isn't a good protagonist. Cap. I think Megami would be a better protagonist. That's coming from someone who thinks Megami is like a what? B tier character. I don't know about all that. No. There's so much stuff intrinsically Yuji based. Like Megami would not like a lot of it is Megami's problem as a mindset, right? Like, you know, you have the whole thing with Gojo talking with Megami about you gotta fight to win, not fight to die or whatever, you know what I mean? Like death does not mean you want to fight, you know. You also gotta understand that Megami has one of the most busted things in the JJK verse, Mahoraga, and that would take away, like, dude, like Mahoraga would beat the holy shit out of Chozo, right, if you summoned him in there, but also it would feel kind of cheap, right? I feel like Megami didn't do anything. Like people will refer to Mahoraga as its own thing rather than the people that summon it. So I don't think so. I disagree. For talking strength and narratively, no, I don't think so. Jogo no dips Maki Toji out, buddy. Oh no. Current Maki is putting belt to ass on Jogo. But I see what you're saying though. But just no. If past Maki can live Gojo or Jogo making direct contact with her, imagine what current Maki could do. She would probably just eat it, right? So no. Nobara was useless, pointless, and a waste of screen time. I never understood why people liked her. This is from Larry Cap 2946. Larry created just to give Yuji more traumas. I mean, you can make that argument with anybody that died. So I mean, you say the same thing about Nanami, right? You say the same thing about any character that died. I mean, an actual character that's like this is Yorozu. That's because Yorozu doesn't feel like a character to me. She just feels like a plot item. I see what you're saying, but no, I heavily disagree. Nick Walk 94 back at it says, I don't care about Yuta as a character. Well, you're wrong, and that's just unfortunately wrong. That's my son. Tokyo VFX JJK is nothing special, and Yu Yu Hakusho is the best shonen. Well, you know what? That's not a hot take. That's just your opinion. So Zarky, I know you're gonna hate this for me, or I know you're gonna hate me for this, but my hot take is Toto's smarter than Kenjaku Fight Me. Yeah, I commented on that. And then Soldier 985 said Yuji will become the merger, then it will kill Sukuna. I would honestly hate that. I don't like that. I want Yuji to do it of his own volition, his own technique. I don't like the prospect of him merging with it. This feels kind of like a cop out. I wouldn't like that. I really wouldn't.